USC beat Nebraska last night, 21-17. Shame for the home team. Shame for Will Compton. Shame for me. Shame for Taylor Lewan. We went three-way money line on this one. Terrible things happened to Nebraska last night. So great things for USC. 2.5 Chalai on this game. Sort of a rock fight, if you want me to be honest with you. Jaden Mayava held under 200 yards, and yet USC wins a Big Ten game on the road anyway. That's a long headline, but it's a big headline. They cleared a mental hurdle here, did USC. Because if you tell me they're going to get poor quarterback numbers and they're still going to win, and they're going to win with defense, and they're going to win running the ball on the road, hello, 2 time zones away, hello, at night, Memorial Stadium, blackout conditions, hello. So how did they do this? Well, their defense held Nebraska to 5 of 12 on third down, 0 of 1 on fourth down. Nebraska, I would call this a paper popper. Nebraska had 8 drives of 25 yards or less. But Josh, Dylan Raiola went down. I know that. I'll get to that in a second. USC also ran the ball. 38 carries over 200 yards, 5.3 per carry. Now, some would call that an ugly game. But, you know, there have been games in the past where Lincoln Riley has scored 40-plus and lost. Fireworks all over the place. You know, people never call those games ugly. But you win a lower-scoring game and it's ugly. If that's the case, you give me ugly. I'll take the ugly. You guys can take the fireworks. You can take the pinball game. This, I think, is probably as good an indication as anything we've seen this side of the Michigan game, that what Lincoln Riley promised last winter about the transformation of the program is really starting to take root. Still a ways to go, but it's starting to take root. That's a really good sign. This is not the kind of game that Lincoln Riley teams have been equipped to win in years past. Just purely on identity and philosophy, they haven't been. So this is a good thing. Now, there wasn't much to say for Nebraska because Dylan Raiola went down in this game. Broken fibula, I believe. He's out for the season. And so TJ Lateef had to come in, and it kind of was what it was at that point. They were up 14-6 when Raiola went down. Hey, really quick timeout. We'll get right back to the video. Do me one favor. Make sure you're subscribed. It helps us keep the show free. It helps us keep the lights on. It helps us keep doing college football year-round, and we appreciate it. All right, back to the video. They saw it slip away from them. Like I said, tough to watch. Everyone knows I had Nebraska as sort of a wild card-ish playoff team. So that's out now. They got 3 games left. They're all going to be tough with a backup quarterback. They're all going to be tough. Jesse, do you remember off the top of your head the early number for Nebraska at UCLA? No. Okay. Well, I don't either. But they're all going to be tough. But for USC, plus 2.5. Okay, so Nebraska is a short underdog on the road at UCLA. They will be a dog at Penn State. They will, I don't know what the Iowa number will be. Iowa's their own story right now. But USC controls their own destiny. That's the important thing to note. We are now going to be 2 weeks into November, and the University of Southern California controlling their own destiny, at least when it comes to the playoff. So, they're 6-2. Riddle me this. These 4 games left. Northwestern, Iowa, at Oregon, UCLA. USC's record in those 4 games will be what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, Jesse, the 7th is a Friday, right? That's what he was complaining about. So Lincoln Riley is in a conference where the schedule makes little sense because teams are all over the country. They played a night game at Nebraska. Now they got to come home and get ready for a Friday game. Not the easiest position to be in the world, but that's what the money's for. All those media rights dollars coming your way, that's what the money's for, I guess. Do you think they can go undefeated in November? Do you think they can run that schedule there? The game at Oregon's obviously the one everyone circles, but please, let's not get ourselves under the misguided notion that USC can take anything for granted here. Let's not do that. But this is still a team with a lot to play for. It's still a team that it could be one of those where they're sitting there and all of a sudden it's Selection Sunday and you've got like the 10 seed and the 11 seed is open and you're trying to choose from some 3-loss SEC teams, but there's 2-loss USC. Put them in. It could happen. The Big Ten odds to make the playoff, Oregon's minus 430. Of course, Ohio State and Indiana are virtually in. So Oregon's, it's favored, significantly favored right now to make the playoffs. USC's plus 630. So if you think that USC is going to run the table here, I would encourage you to get down on that one now and don't wait. You can go to FanDuel right now. I do want to do something. I do this once every few weeks. Like sometimes I'll just tell you, hey, we got deposit bonuses over there. We got some bonus bets over there. Sometimes we just flat out drop cash into your account like we did last week. But every now and then, I do hit up FanDuel and say, hey, tonight's going to be one of those responsible gaming nights. And they're always cool with it. So that's where I tell you, please be careful when you're doing this stuff. Please don't ever misconstrue what should be done for entertainment with what you need to do to make sure you have enough money in your bank account. Don't ever bet for that. Don't ever be doing that. Don't ever be borrowing money to do this. Don't ever be betting money you can't afford to lose. If you've got even a slight inkling of a question in your mind as to whether you should, don't. Full stop. So that's the first part of that. The second part is, I would strongly encourage you guys, when you look at your account on FanDuel, don't just skim over all the tabs. Look at the tabs. Because right now, there's an RG hub. RG stands for Responsible Gaming. It's on your account page. If you go to the tab that says Deposit Alerts, I strongly encourage you to use those alerts to set your values, set your frequencies. Think about this the same way you think about fraud alert detection on your credit cards, all the alerts you have set, to make sure nothing goes haywire. There's no reason you should not be doing that with your FanDuel account. I know some of you think to yourself, that's only for people who have problems. No, the people who have problems shouldn't be betting, period. It's for everybody. I use it. It's for everybody. It's stupid not to use it. So it's smart. It's very common sense. It's responsible. It's there already. They built the product. All you have to do is use it. And you got that on top of deposit alerts. You've got all kinds of different guardrails you can put on yourself, in other words. Do it. Use it. No questions. Please use those.